What's up, y'all? It's the Real Black Diamond, also known as Diamond Ross, and we are here today to talk about situationships. So I have my brother with me. You guys may have seen him in another video that I have on my channel as well. This is 5 tips for online dating. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check that video out. But today we're on a different topic. As I mentioned, we're gonna cover situationships. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have been in situationships before, and that's why you clicked on this video, but we're gonna give you the rundown today. So you ready to jump in?
Ready to run it down.
Okay. All right. So first question today that we're gonna hop into is, what is a situationship? So Dan, I'm gonna start with you and let you define this for us a little bit.
Yeah, situationship. You know what? I think it's a relationship without the relations. So basically, you got a ship. No, you don't have a ship. This is like a ship that's going nowhere.
Okay.
Which is good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It really is.
It is really good. Ship with no sail goes nowhere. So, situationships, in my eyes, is just maybe a partnership you have with somebody, an understanding really that it doesn't surpass a certain point, so there's no commitment involved. Maybe there is sexual relations. You guys go out and you treat each other like a couple, but as far as a commitment and there being an understanding that you two will be together, ain't none of that. So that's my understanding of what it is. What about you? What do you think it is? Break it down.
Situationships. So they're pretty much just like people acting like they're in relationship, but there's no commitment, like you said. Maybe there's just something that's lacking there that, you know, maybe one person feels, or maybe both people feel that it can't go to a higher inclination of relation. Okay, I don't know. But you know what I mean? Yeah. You just act like you're a couple and you're not, and you're probably having sex, and you know, somebody's probably having their cake and they're probably eating it too.
Yeah, they eating the whole cake.
They eating the whole cake. And it might be because they're talking to other people. It might be because, you know, they like to dip and dab. They like different flavors of ice cream. They just want to try all the flavors. You know, they want to have all the flavors available to them. So yeah, a lot of cake and a lot of ice cream.
Ooh, cake and ice cream?
Cake and ice cream.
That's a birthday party. Okay.
All right, so moving on though. Have you ever been in a situationship?
You know what? I'm a good guy. Never have I.
Don't.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm also 26 and live alone, so there's been several.
Which nothing is wrong with that.
Situationships. Yeah, I mean, you know, nothing's wrong with it. But yeah, I've had my share of situationships. There's a difference, though. I will distinguish. Like, there's a difference between you being in a situationship and the other person knowing. I think that's what creates a situationship. A mutual understanding of what it is to be not committed to each other, but wants to be around one another. Instead of, which is what I did, don't do this. But a self-awareness and an understanding for myself, like, I don't want anything, and I'm going to go into each relationship not wanting anything, when instead the other person is looking for something. I don't think that's a situationship. I think that's leading someone on.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, a situationship is, I think both parties have to understand this is like not going anywhere. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think that both people have to be on the same page?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and if not, then somebody's gonna struggle along, and I think that's where I don't think anything's wrong with having your cake and eating it too. If the other person has their own cake and they're eating it, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if you're just eating all
so
of theirs,
they're mutually unattached to each other.
Exactly.
Emotionally, or
they could still be attached emotionally, but I think it's that word commitment that I'm stuck on. That, hey, do you want to like?
See, and that's questionable, Dave, because I don't know if that's really. I mean, that's really rare. That situation. That's a rare situation.
But I mean, I've I've had, well, I don't want to say it now, but I've had that with a person.
Where it was mutually like, okay, was it just like sex, or was it we were actually dating and going out on dates with no purpose and no real destination? We're just dating just because, I mean, and we're just having sex just because, and we're okay with just enjoying each other's company. That sounds ideal, but I feel like that's a rare scenario.
Yeah, I understand.
That's rare.
But yeah, it's funny because I would call up the person in the situationship, and they would tell me, look, she called me, I don't know if I should say that. You know what, I'm just, screw it. She just told me up front, like, you know what, like, I found a boyfriend, which is fine. Like, I'm not, like, heartbroken. But she was like, I don't think my boyfriend would, like, appreciate my booty call. I mean, I was like, I guess we're just like each other's booty call. Like what else? Like, we don't go out. We just stay in. And but there is another situationship that I was in that where it was like, you know what? Like, they trying to understand. You moved to New York. Mm-hmm. I have no desire to be there, but I like spending time with you. Until then, let's have fun. We can go out. Let's chill.
But nobody caught feelings.
And nobody. Well, we like each other, but it's not like we're about to be like, yeah, let's go ahead and make this a thing. Let's make this. But there is understanding of at one point this is gonna like break off. But we okay with that.
But you don't think that that's settling in a way and kind of putting yourself at risk in any way for anything? I mean, like, you guys could have a mutual understanding that you guys are going nowhere, there's no destination, but then, you know, you could contract an STD, you could get her pregnant, you know, there could be a lot of things that could even hinder your future, and you think you're going to New York, but nah, you ain't going to New York because you got a baby on the way, you know, like, just saying.
No,
you know, that's
you're absolutely right, and I think that was a thought in my own head even before going into it. Like, yeah, like, people, they don't want to admit it. I mean, I will, but no one wants to be alone. And
true.
But in this phase in my own life, I need to be alone more than ever right now because
you just on that grind time. Exactly. You're trying to get it in.
Exactly.
I feel you.
But it was a friend from the past, so I kind of knew her, and it was like, you know what, like, sure, we'll hang out. I mean, we obviously protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. We you know, we take that precaution, but if this ended tomorrow and it was like, damn, I don't want to see you, I'm catching feelings,
you wouldn't be hurt.
Deshaun would be okay.
But that's because you guarded your heart from the beginning, and that's
it's been guarded for a long time.
Oh, right.
But you know,
right.
You know, it's just like shit, you know, so it's been guarded. But oh, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think that's, like you already said, you do run the risk of hurting yourself emotionally if you get attached, which, yeah, I feel like you need to detach yourself from it, but you do run the risk of, you know, getting sexually transmitted infection or
yeah, for sure.
Like
so
and you want to be safe.
I have a lot of experience with situationships. Okay, I'm gonna be real and upfront, transparent with you guys. I really have nothing to hide, because I feel like my story is a story people can relate to. So I'm gonna be truthful. So yeah, I've definitely been in situationships before. I can't count them, to be honest. That's just the reality of it. But they've all been special in their own unique ways. And some of them I felt were more real than others. Like, I felt like, okay.
What's a more real situationship?
Like,
that means you're moving on the spectrum.
The way that my heart is built, like, I can't actually just be lollygagging with someone for, like, long periods of time.
But that's a situationship. That lollygag
lollygag phase is definitely a situationship. Sure. But my heart isn't set up like that because I will eventually catch feelings. I will eventually, I'm an emotional person, you know, like, I look at things long term as well. So, like, especially if I enjoy your company, I'm going to want to be around you all the time. I'm going to want to see you. I'm going to want to talk to you, you know, and if you are opening yourself up to other people, I'm not the kind of person that deals well with that either. You know, I try to be cool, especially if there's an agreement in the beginning, like, this is what this is, you know, this is kind of where we are in our lives and blah, blah, blah. And that is kind of how a lot of them were set up originally. Yeah. Like, here's what we're going to do. And there was a conversation, which is great, you know, but, you know, ideally it doesn't always work out that way. And then you get caught up. So you just have to know what your heart can take. Exactly. And if you know that you're too emotional or you're too driven towards a goal, or if you're too, if you like to date with a purpose, then situations aren't for you. Situationships aren't for you. I think they're only for those kinds of people you said, like, you know, people who can detach themselves and have sex and be detached. That's really hard for me. I'm sorry. I mean, and not unless I'm just, like, not into the person overall, but if I'm into you and we're having sex, too, on top of that, like, I'm like, I don't know, I'm just I get sprung. Yeah. So, it is what it is. And then I want to give so much more of myself to them, which it just gives more of that relationship aspect, and then you're reaping benefits of a relationship that isn't earned, and you haven't really worked for it, and it's just because I like you. And to me, it's not a good enough reason. I don't know. But like I said, I'm trying to date with a purpose, so you know, in the future. I mean, because if you're trying to move somewhere and you're just kind of having fun for now, everybody has their phases. Right. You know, I've definitely had my hoe phase. I've had, you know, my phase where I was just like, okay, like, I'm just gonna have sex, I'm just looking for sex, and then realize, like, okay, no, that's not me, like, this isn't really my character.
It does take, like, I mean, I feel like everybody at a certain point in time wants to, well, maybe not everybody, but I can't speak for everyone. There are certain people that go through life maybe with a relationship, and once they get out of that, they realize, look, I still have youth on my side. I still want to go out. I still feel good. Like, I just want to, like, go out and experiment and do that. But once they do, they realize how much
they miss that one person.
Well, not only that, but they just realize how much that's not them. Like you said, like, that's not me. Like, you want to go out and you want to, like, explore and just have sex, and you're like, you know, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, because to me, it was just like, it was just short-term satisfaction. Like, it was fun in the moment, and, like, but, like, long-term, like, afterwards when I had to look at myself in the mirror, or when I was talking to God, you know, it felt wrong for me, personally.
And speaking of God, because, you know.
Speaking of him, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. I think he had a certain way for me specifically to cutting off certain situationships, and it's weird because you think, I don't know, as a guy anyway who had several situationships at the same time going on. I'm not rapping.
No judgment. No judgment. Hashtag no judgment.
No, but seriously, like, as someone who had several situationships going on at the same time and would kind of juggle those, you see how God kind of, like, shapes your future, like, more than anything else. Like, I have one goal in mind. If you don't know what that is, it's moving to New York City, and that's coming up. I mean, it's in July, and that's the number one thing I think about constantly. And I'm like,
and he's lived there before. He's really obsessed with New York.
I'm a New Yorker already, but trying to get there is my main focus. So working, you know, both jobs, stacking up. And I think that even in times of, like, when I'm lonely and just want some, hitting up my, I say our booty calls. And then being like, you know, like, nah, all of them, all across the spectrum, like, nah, I found a relationship, like, I really like this guy. I was like, whoa.
Aww.
I know, and I felt that too.
You know, your heart breaks, like, a little bit.
Because I honestly, it didn't. But it was just, for me, I talked to him for a little bit, like, yo, that's really good. Like, you really like this person? Like, yeah, like, I'm really enjoying their time, the company. I'm like, wow. That's good.
You,
yeah, exactly. And I was like, good for you guys. Like a mass text, good for you guys. But, who wants to come over? Anybody, raise your hand. No, but it's, you know, I had to be like, you know, good for you guys. Like, that's exactly what you want to find somebody. Yeah. But for me, from where I was at, it was like, I feel like God was like saying, I'm about to cut this off. Like, no more of that. No more playing games.
Because it's a distraction. It's a waste of time sometimes. You just be like, I wasted this time, this money, this effort on this person, and then there was nothing at the end. We just did this. I mean, and, you know, sometimes just having good company is amazing in itself. Mm-hmm. And you can take that and just be like, okay, this person was in my life for a certain period of time, and I learned from it, and we had a great time together, and, you know, and that's how I feel about my old people. I don't have one person that I really, like, that I regret, that I feel like, you know, everything was a learning process, and everybody that came into my life was there for a reason, and I really feel like, you know, even if it was a seasonal thing, or if it was a quick, you know, thing, that interaction that happened. I mean, I've had situationships that went on for over a year, you know, and then I've had situationships that, you know, were only a few encounters, but reality of it is, it's like, you know, everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. I know it's such a cliche thing, but it's all a learning process, and I wouldn't have known that I am the type of person that I am today had it not been for those experiences. So I'm grateful for those people. You know, and, you know,
but are you
I can be cool with them.
Yeah, I guess I'm grateful.
Are you grateful?
Not for I mean, yeah, but they'll learn anything from my situation.
I mean, you have to be grateful, because it's like, when you were lonely that night and you needed somebody to come cuddle you, or, you know, then they took that initiative. They said, okay, Day, I'm going to come fulfill your request.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm going to come I'm going to come through and bless you with my presence. That's how I feel. Because it is a blessing to be around certain people. But if you didn't feel like it was a blessing or some sort of benefit to it, then it may have felt like a waste of time. The benefit was
sex, but like I feel like
I don't hold those.
Right, but I don't feel like you said this, but I don't hold those people to the same standard as an ex. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they are situationships. The last person.
And there's conditions.
And I would never be like, let my guard. Well, not let my guard down, but like let that person
into
have
your
my
heart.
Exactly. So I feel like I've learned more from relationships, and you're absolutely right. You learn so much about yourself, who you want to be, who you thought you were,
what you want in a man, and a woman, what you looking for.
Yeah, what you don't.
Because you get a lot of experience with. I don't know. In my mind, I was like, if I could just take this thing from this person and this thing from this person,
really,
that's really bad. Yeah, I did.
Oh no, and I'd be like little,
and then make them like my own little person. That would be bomb. But okay, can't do that. Anyways, moving on. So what is? You mentioned booty calls. Actually, this makes me want to kind of go into this question. What is the difference, would you say, between a situationship, a booty call, and a friends with benefits? Because those are three different levels, and how do you determine which one is which?
Booty call
is the basic level.
Booty call is
like
I've
like
only
really
seen
basic.
this person twice. Both
and it's
times
at 2 a.m.
we've only had sex. That's it. Yeah,
and it was at
exactly. It was like
it's only on the late.
Yeah, come on, and that's it.
Are you up?
Then,
that's that. Those are the booty call
and they answer like,
you up and what you doing? And if it's past midnight, then you're a booty call. I'm sorry, that's just reality.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would have to say that's the booty call. But even getting to that point, like getting a booty call is like, how
do you arrange a booty call?
Like you have to like finesse your way into a situationship.
If you want to know how to get a booty call, that's a whole other video. But
not like I don't mean that like how to get a booty call. Yeah, I don't mean.
I can tell you a couple places you can find booty calls at clubs. You can find booty calls at house parties. You can find booty calls at the bar. On Tinder. That's the number one spot for a booty call. If you want to know, that's how you find them. But anyways, moving on. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's the booty call. Situationship's going to be more involved. I think.
Dating.
You could
actual dates. Hanging out. Like, even without having sex, I think.
Oh, for sure. Like, I could most definitely hang around the person.
Because you like them to another level. It's like, I like you enough to, like, have you in my life during the day, even. We can chill during the day, too.
Yeah, but, I mean...
Yeah.
It's not like... It is what it is. And then friends with benefits, I feel like, I don't know what that is.
Friends with benefits, I think that's more of a foundation of friendship that starts off. Because I think when you're friends with benefits, like, a lot of that stems from being friends with somebody for a while and then realizing that maybe you guys are sexually attracted and you guys have a need. So then you guys help each other to meet that need, which is sex.
Right.
But I think that can get sticky too. I think friends with benefits are more likely to actually produce a real relationship versus situationships, because situationships are more like we're dating, but I don't really see a potential in you to, like, you know, move to a next level of like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
So we can date and you can fill this time up because I enjoy your company. Mm-hmm. And I like you, and I like being around you, and maybe having sex with you too, but...
It won't stop you from going on a date. Like...
Yes, it won't stop you from going on a date with somebody else. It's like your door is still open to other people. That's really what it is. But friends with benefits is more like, I don't know, is that... There's no commitment there either, though, too.
No, there's not.
But maybe you're more open about, like, your feelings because it's your friend first. I don't know. It might be the same thing. It might be somewhat similar.
It's a thin line, for sure.
Definitely a thin line. But if you're in either one of those, definitely just know that you're not alone. There's so many people in these relationships.
Nah, you alone.
You're alone.
By yourself on an island, and there's nothing you can do. So.
But just know your worth overall. Either way.
I'm playing. No, you have worth. Sorry.
You do.
If you're watching this, you have worth. And and that's important, and to know that, because you eventually gonna want to leave. Look, situationships get old. Everybody.
They eventually do. It's like, okay, now what? Exactly. Like, you're at a point where you're like, okay, what now?
Yeah, they tire
like,
out.
What is this? Anyways, I've definitely sent long texts. I'm in my feelings sometimes. I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is.
And I've been like, texts. I've been lying.
Books like
paragraph 2B says she had a great time with you.
Talk about this
but
point
then again, refer back to AF paragraph J. I'm like, dang, she wrote a novel. You got homework.
But I don't do this with everybody. So if you are one person that's received a long text, just know that I really liked you. Okay. Anyways, it was. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. Okay. Like, I'm blushing right now. Okay, so next one is signs that you are in a situationship. So we haven't even touched on this, but there's a lot of signs. So let's just start spilling them out here.
I feel like we're gonna have to have a part 2.
Well, this is episode 1, so this is definitely a topic we can go on further. But let's just start spilling them out here really quick. I have a few that I wrote. So. The talking stage just goes on for way too long, okay? You are talking to this person. I think if you're talking to this person longer than, like, 2 months, 3 months.
This is if you don't know you're in one. See, that's the thing.
Some people don't really know what's going on, and they're too afraid to ask.
That's where, and I've been with a person where it was like this, and it was, and that's where I was eating my cake. And some of hers, because I was like, look, you want to help me that? But I was being so selfish in it, and I had my own understanding of what it was, but she had no clue. But I really honestly think she was a question away from just defining what the relationship was, which is so crazy because all she had to do all she had to say was, what is this?
Oh my gosh.
And it would have been like, it would have broke everything down. But
see, for me, it would have been like, this is how I felt about you. I've been having fun, but what's this? Yeah, it really is. It's what's this question?
And I think that's a sign. Like, if you are, I don't think there's a set sign, but I do believe that once you are developing feelings and you're spending time with this person,
the tables turned,
and you are wanting to see this person, and there is a mutual understanding. You need to have a conversation.
God. Yeah.
Well, God will strike you. No, you need to have a conversation where it's like, Okay. I mean, and some are shorter than others. Some are just my shortest one was like, hey, you wanna be my girlfriend? Yeah, that was it. But then some others I'll be like, hey, no, it was romantic. But some of them are like, so what is this? We need to define this, and it's more of a breakdown. But definitely know what you're getting yourself into.
People, you gotta know what you know.
People crazy.
Anyways, yeah. Next little sign was I said that you act like a couple, but there's no commitment. We kind of already said that. No. So like, if you fixing old dude breakfast or old girl breakfast, and y'all ain't in a relationship, and you in a situationship, and you just waking up and y'all is taking showers together. Not to get graphic, but that's
eating breakfast in the shower. You in a situationship for sure. Pancakes getting wet. You in situationships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You got yourself.
If you find yourself eating pancakes in the shower, okay. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. No social media. So
presence. Like, oh, they don't share. Oh my God, look.
And some people are really on this hard. They're like, post a picture of me and you on your social media. Okay. I'm not like that. But I feel like it is kind of like, oh,
flattering. Like, you want that. Like, you want to be. So you want to know that they want to show you off.
Right.
And how else do you show things off? Insta. But I do know, before they were the beautiful couple that they are now, Marlon and Juanita, the dynamic that they had was.
Oh, shout out Marlon and Juanita. They gotta watch this video since she just shouted them out.
They're my favorite couple. I love them. Marlon would not for the love of it just show her on Snapchat.
And she's just beautiful.
Juanita's
BTW.
Gorgeous. She's gorgeous, but he was at the club once, and I know he knows the story because we always tell it. But they're at the club. It's like his birthday. The dancing. Marlon's snapping me. He's snapping everybody in the club dancing. Like, whoa. Juanita comes around. He's just.
What?
Keeps her out of that. I'm like, what? No. You can see his hair like on the forehead.
Oh,
if you're catching a hand to the forehead on Snapchat, that's a clear sign. But he was just move.
Oh, because
like,
he was
boys,
like, that's so.
Yeah. But now they're beautiful.
But now they're like about to get married.
Yeah,
so,
basically.
And they're a cute couple. So shout out. Marlon and Juanita?
Marlon
yes,
Juanita.
I've met them before, actually, when I went to visit you in New York. They were fun. Anyways, moving on. So, also, you either do or you don't have that talk, and I think we kind of said this, where it's like, what is this? Right. And if that person, if you ask them, if you're on the end where you're asking the question and the other receiving person is not addressing the actual situation, or maybe they're giving you a lot of excuses, like, I'm focusing on me right now, I'm not really looking for a relationship, blah, blah, blah. Or they're talking to other people at the same time, and you find out, maybe through social media, then it's like, yeah, then you're in a situationship. And at that point, if you feel like you're being treated unequally, or if you feel like, you're in a compromising situation that is going to maybe hurt yourself, I think you should exit as soon as possible. Get yourself out of that situation and say, hey, you know what, I've been having fun, but I actually... I'm looking for something more serious, and I am trying to, have an end result. I want to have... Yeah,
I want to be in a relationship.
I want to date with purpose. I'm looking for my husband right now. I'm not looking to just play around and just, yada yada.
Right.
It is what it is. Don't yada yada. I think we could expand on signs so much more, and that might be for episode 2. But so we can kind of close this down. What would you think is a solution, or not necessarily a solution, but more like signs that you should exit the situationship if you are unhappy in this predicament?
You do need an exit strategy. I would say for some people it looks different. For me, I never understood like the whole. Maybe y'all can explain it better than I can, but when things just are done, the whole disconnect of, I don't want to see you on Snapchat, Instagram.
Yeah, some people gotta delete.
Like, why are you that salty? No, just. No.
Depends on the person.
Some people are like, I don't want to see you.
Depends on,
like,
because
I mean, you don't want to look at me.
The thing, because they probably
look at a picture of me.
They probably really liked you.
Yeah, but don't go.
But I think that there's also like a difference. So like there could be like, I really like you, and it's like, screw you, like delete, block.
Yeah.
Cancel you.
Well, I've done that.
But then there's also times too where you keep people on your social because it's like,
they didn't like that.
You like them, but you just like, you don't, like, you do actually want to see them happy, and you want to be a support to them, even if it's a double tap, you know what I mean, or whatever. It's not like there's any hard feelings, you know, and we can be cool, we can be civil. And I don't know if that, people question that too, because they're like, if you do that, then it's like you're leaving the door open for communication and blah, blah, blah. But I think it depends on the person.
All right, yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah.
So I've definitely left the door open for certain people. And, you know, it's like, it is what it is. It's not about, like, necessarily hoping and wishing for something to rekindle. It's just more like, I like you as a person, and I don't want you to feel like, okay, I like dislike you because I'm blocking you and whatever. I don't know, it doesn't matter what they think, but it's more about like your comfortability with it. And you know, sometimes I've just had to, if I feel some type of way, I've just had to just take myself off of social, you know what I mean?
So maybe a question for next time too, and something to think about is, when you have that experience with this person and it's cut off, they're done, whether it's you or them, you're cut off completely on all social media, Snap, Insta, phone number. When is, if there is, the proper time to hit that follow button again?
I think if you delete them,
they're gone?
I think it's hard to go back.
No, it is, but I'm saying, how much time do you give that before? Because
there's no time, Deshaun. There's no specific time. I think it's when you're trying to get them back or something.
Really?
Because why are you trying to be my friend again? No, I'm sorry. If you if you delete me and block me and blah blah blah, and then you gonna ask me to be your friend again, I'm be like,
no, but even if it's,
I'm gonna laugh at you.
But are you? But after a certain point, you're not. After 6 months, will you be like, you know what?
For what though?
Okay.
I feel like it's a for what question, because it's like, you're doing it for a reason. Like, why do you want to see what's going on in my life all of a sudden? Because you're interested and you want to come back.
Well, maybe you care.
If you cared, you wouldn't have blocked me.
Maybe you don't want to come back.
If you cared, you wouldn't have blocked me. So why are you following me then if you don't want to come back? We only had sex. We only had a situationship at our hands. So
okay, yeah.
Why?
I feel you. Because I've had girls in the. It was crazy. Because it was 2 girls that unfollowed me and like blocked me or whatever. Yeah, that sounds bad. It was 2 of them. But then on the same
they were hurt.
day, yeah, they were. Yeah, for sure. I definitely hurt. One more than
they
the
just
other one.
wanted
The
to
other
get
one
you
didn't
out of their
understand.
brain.
The other one, whatever. Right. But it was crazy because the exact same day they both like requested to follow me on Instagram. And I was like,
wow, maybe they're conversing with each other. Or maybe there was that vibe out there that was like,
I hope they weren't talking to each other.
Back to the Dave Meister.
Okay, if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe now.
Yes, definitely check us out. My IG name is _Black Diamond. Find me there for all my content. I will be posting videos like this every week, so definitely keep an eye out for these. This is not the last time Dave's going to be in the video with me, hopefully. And you'll see a lot of him too. You can find him at Dae Gordon, DaeGordon. That's where you can find him. And he's an actor, comedian, all of that. So he's a chef as well. So he's definitely entertaining. Definitely go check him out. Go to my website, check out my content there as well, therealblackdiamond.com. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I don't know what you're waiting on. Just go ahead and do it. Click that subscribe button right below this video and leave a comment. Let us know, have you ever been in a situationship? How did you exit? How did you leave? What were the signs that you saw? You know, maybe you can let us know what the difference is between a situationship and a friends with benefits, because we're still lost.
Yeah, we don't know.
Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for checking us out.
All right,
have a great day. Peace. Bye, y'all.